Are you glad you didn't win? Because you're number 2.
Well, I would trade. I would give it up for 12 years in the National Football League.
Didn't you have some experience playing with the Heisman Trophy winner? Charles White?
Well, yeah, at USC, Charles White, yeah. I actually played with two Marcus Allen with the Raiders and Charles White here with Cleveland. Yeah.
Can you tell that Ricky Feature story you were telling me?
Oh, yeah, we was talking earlier. And every year, I guess they report like in July to camp. And when I played, we were in camp 8 weeks. Now they don't even stay in camp maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, or whatever. But the beginning of the last week, the coach reminds everybody that we're finna break camp and we're going back to Cleveland. We're gonna stay in Holiday Inn and we're gonna pay for it for 10 days. And after 10 days, if you haven't found a place to stay, you pay for it. So all the rookies need to go out on their off day and look for places they want to live and share the information. So Ricky Feature, this is his rookie year. He's from Florida. So we were talking, Ricky, you found a place? He said, yeah. I found a place downtown between 12th and 13th called the Park Center. I'm on the 14th floor. And man, you won't believe the scene that I can see out my window. What you see out your window, Ricky? Man, I'm looking right at the ocean. So I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. You're looking right at the ocean. I said, okay. I said, well, Ricky, remember what the coach told you tomorrow after practice. You need to share that information with the rest of the team. So the next morning I went in and I told Retigliano what had happened and told him to make sure he called Ricky up after practice. And so after practice he made the now he said, listen, you run out of days. We're not paying for it after Wednesday. And any of you rookies found a place. If you do, you need to share some information with the rest of them. And he said, Rick, I understand you found a place. Come up here and get the rest of the guys the information. So Ricky come walking up, and he said, yeah, coach, I found a place downtown on Chester between 12th and 13th called the Park Center. Is it a nice place, Ricky? Yeah, it's nice. They got suites available? He said, yeah. He said, well, what your suite look like? He said, oh, it's on the 14th floor. And he said, they don't have you looking at another building, do they? He said, no, they got me looking at the ocean. So they asked him, what ocean? He said, I don't know what ocean it is. They said, aren't you from Florida? He said, yeah. He said, well, Ricky, that's a lake. That's not an ocean. He said, where I'm from, you can see the other side of a lake. You can't see the other side of an ocean. So that's an ocean. There's a lot of funny things. You would think every year come Thanksgiving, they send rookies out, and every year, one bites. I mean hard, just don't get it that it's a prank. We had a guy one time, you know how 77 goes to Cleveland? It deads in downtown. Right. This guy, we were sitting south. He called and said, I just don't see the exit. He said, you must have missed the exit, turn around and go back the other way. He come all the way back downtown. He said, man, I'm downtown, I don't see it. He said, you got to be missing it. Turn around and go back the other way. This guy did this for about 2 hours before he realized it was a prank. So finally we had to just tell him, hey man, just come on in, you know, that exit don't exist.
Did they get you though on that one?
I got so lost they couldn't get me. In fact, today I got lost on Rockside and North. Every time I go there, I remember that my rookie year, that's how far I got before I realized it was a prank.
What's your opinion of our coach and our new GM?
Well, we still got the same coach. You talking about Mangini? Well, little inside information that I heard. That don't mean that it's true, but they talk that I heard that one coach to another, understands it takes a little more than a year to be successful. So he's getting a little more than a year to be successful. But if he loses 4 games, we're going to have a new coach. And that new coach is already here. He just ain't officially the new coach. Is that Pittsburgh fan asked that?
Yeah,
That's what I heard with that guy. I could be wrong.
Hey, you mentioned how Josh Cribbs was old school. What to you makes an old school player?
He loved the game. You know, when they had, I went to a benefit thing and I sit at the table with Josh Cribbs 2 years in a row. And he was telling me when his contract thing came up, he said, well, most players today, what they do, they sit out, put pressure on the team, hope the team struggles, and then they sign him. He said he couldn't do it. He said he loved the game so much he couldn't stand not to play. And he understood that was a problem, but that's just the way it is. Yeah. And that's completely different from what players think today. That's old school.
So can that rub off on other players?
Oh yeah, I mean, well Josh not only does, see, it's 2 ways you can lead. You can lead with your mouth or you can lead with your play. And he leads with his play.
Yeah. Right.
Which is the most effective way.
Yes, sir.
You spoke about the confidence of the cardiac kids. Do you think the current management can instill that type of confidence again?
Well, I think this, I always say this, you can take 5 coaches. 5 of them can be all Super Bowl coaches that have won the Super Bowl. And then you can get 5 coaches that have not won. They new in the league, first time job. And you can write the same speech and they can all give it to a team. And the team is going to buy what those coaches with Super Bowl rings on their fingers who's saying the same thing versus a coach that hadn't done anything. So you have to earn the respect of the players. So it's 2 things have to happen. You can be a new coach and you sell a new system, but you got to have success in order for them to bite on it. Because if they struggle, then they're not going to buy what you've given them. And that's kind of, Mangini kind of came in, patted himself on the shoulder about how good he was and this and that, but he really hadn't done anything, and then the system kind of fell apart. And he kind of lost his team for a minute. And then I guess at the end, it's just self-pride, you know. You start talking about the worst team ever, and guys don't like to go down in history that way. And they started playing a little better. And then this thing about back and forth with the quarterback. I don't know if we got Anderson fans or Brady Quinn fans in here. But I think the best thing he could have did was to kill that quarterback controversy. And that was the best thing, because that was a distraction. It really was. So, you know, the job is up for grabs. You got a veteran in here, you bring a rookie, and you hope the rookie gets well enough to take over. And it's not ever an issue. So that's just an experienced coach. He got rid of all of the griping about who's better and who's not.